Death Stranding had a complicated and cryptic storyline. It relied heavily on science fiction and surrealism, sometimes seeming to bend and even break traditional storytelling conventions. However, when analyzed closely, the story of Sam Bridges shares the same structure as blockbuster movies like Star Wars and ancient myths like Dante's Inferno. Today, we're going to be breaking down the myth of Death Stranding. This is Super Bowl Pants here. I have a graduate degree in fiction and I've been studying stories for the last 15 years. I started the Myth Of series to illustrate how we are in the golden age of storytelling in video games. We do live playthroughs over on Twitch, so come on over and check it out. Now, if you don't know what the hero's journey is, it's a story structure theorized by Joseph Campbell. He studied thousands of ancient myths and discovered that each of them followed a hidden structure. He theorized that this hidden structure arose because it reflected formative psychological moments in the lives of every human being. Today, mainstream screenwriters and authors plot their stories according to the hero's journey. This structure follows 12 plot points. Now, Hollywood movies like Star Wars and the Avengers, they each follow this structure, and so does Death Stranding. Death Stranding was an apocalyptic event caused by the collision of two dimensions, the world of the living and the world of the dead. This collision unleashed beach things, or BTs, which are a type of ghost. It also caused corpse void outs, which were near nuclear explosions that occurred after someone died. As people fell victim to BT attacks, void outs decimated the United States and nearly toppled the government. This collision between dimensions also birthed chiralium, a previously undiscovered particle which was pulled into our dimension through the void outs. Now, chiralium caused a number of complications. High densities of chiral matter caused time fall, a rain that ages anything it touches. Chiralium in the air is unaffected by time, and it can be used for data storage. So the remaining cities of America are attempting to link up and connect using the chiral matter. Now, the ordinary world is typically displayed as mundane, bleak, or boring. This is because it's only meant for a comparison against the adventure that the hero will soon pursue. The ordinary world for our hero Sam Porter Bridges is making deliveries as an unaffiliated, independent porter. The ordinary world is meant to reveal that Sam's life is mundane and relatively hopeless. After this delivery, there's simply another delivery, and there's very little in the way of purpose or future for Sam Bridges. The call to adventure is typically a messenger or a message that's meant to awaken the hero to a truer purpose. Sam receives the call to adventure from his mother, Bridget, on her deathbed. Bridget's the president, and she's determined to reunite and rebuild the country. She's already sent Sam's sister west, but something's gone wrong.
Together, you can help us reconnect. You can make America whole. Sam, if we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive.
The call to adventure is a moment when the hero stands at a threshold of fear, and an understandable reaction is to hesitate and even refuse the call, at least temporarily. Sam denies his true purpose and refuses the call to adventure from his mother.
Alone, we have no future.
No, America's finished. Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
The mentor is meant to provide the hero with the supplies, knowledge, and confidence to overcome their fear and start their journey. Many characters mentor Sam along the way, providing information, guidance, and direction. However, Die Hard Man is the one who shanghais Sam Bridges into continuing Bridget's mission. He says Sam has symbolically agreed to a contract before Bridget's death and forces him to undertake a mission to cremate her body and prevent a void out. Throughout his mission of westward expansion, Die Hardman provides Sam with each new objective, as well as offering advice on new characters and guidance when entering a new area.
We're going to finish your mother's work and rebuild America as she intended. That's the reason bridges exist.
The crossing of the first threshold is when the hero commits wholeheartedly to the adventure. Typically, they must cross between worlds or boundaries and take a leap of faith to move forward. Also, to pass through the first threshold, they typically have to battle threshold guardians. These are powerful archetypes that pop up to block the hero and test them before they can move forward. And these threshold guardians tend to cluster around doorways, gates, and passages. For Sam Porter Bridges, the first threshold is crossed at Port Knot City. He connects the first city with his Cupid, and it's the first step towards creating the United Cities of America. At Port Knot City, Sam has to confront a threshold guardian conjured up by Higgs. Lastly, Sam is ferried across the first threshold using Fragile's boat. The test allies and enemies portion of the adventure is a time when the conditions and rules of survival have changed. As the hero continues, he or she will meet new characters within the special world, and they must determine if these are allies or enemies. This can be a test in and of itself. Deadman is a doctor who is created in a lab with corpses and stem cells. He provides Sam with information about BBs, beaches, and BTs. He breaks Bridges' law and covers for Sam on multiple occasions. Fragile runs an independent courier system separate from Bridges. Higgs and the Homo Demons use her service to deliver and detonate a nuclear bomb in Middle Knot City, destroying it entirely. She suffered exposure to timefall and preventing a second nuclear explosion. She provides credentials, information, and fast travel assistance to Sam along the way. Mama and Lochna. These are twin sisters born with dooms, which allow them to communicate telepathically. They're responsible for the creation of the chiral network, and their technological innovations allow Sam to reunite America and build the UCA. Hartman is a scientist and mortician who's researching the Stranding. His family was lost in a void out as he died in a hospital during heart surgery. He was ready to pass away with them, but as he was revived, he was separated from his family forever. Now he deliberately stops his heart to search beaches for his family and continue his research. He shares knowledge with Sam to provide a greater understanding of the Stranding phenomena and the extinction entity. Just as the hero is being supported by allies on his new adventure, he is challenged by new foes. Cliff Unger is a former captain in the Special Forces and the father of one of the first BBs. He attempts to rescue his son from repeated government experiments committed on behalf of Bridget Strand, and he dies in the process. After death, Cliff is stranded on the beach, trapped in wartime psychosis. He scours battlefields in search of his son, and he battles Sam after mistaking Lou, Sam's BB, for his own son. Higgs is a terrorist leader for the organization Homo Demons. He partnered with Fragile to help with their porter service, but he was seduced into terrorism by the extinction entity. He nuked Middle Knot City, tarnished the reputation of the Fragile Express, and forced Fragile's exposure to timefall. He seeks to keep Edge Knot City independent from the UCA, and he battles Sam to prevent the unification of the cities. When approaching the Inmost Cave, the hero will cross a new threshold and battle new guardians. Here, the hero cannot escape and he is trapped between life and death. Similar to the crossing of the first threshold, the hero will often navigate a second passage where even greater tests and enemies await. Edge Knot City is the last remaining city for Sam to reunite and create the United Cities of America. In order to connect the city, Sam must cross a giant tar pit, similar to how he crossed the first threshold at Port Knot City with Fragile. Here, another threshold guardian awaits. Rather than conjuring a BT, Higgs battles Sam personally. Sometimes the hero comes close to death at the ordeal, but it is the villain who dies. However, the hero may have some other forces, other shadows to deal with before the adventure is over. Before being defeated, Higgs reveals that Amelie is the extinction entity. He confirms that Amelie is meant to bring about the end of the human race. So Sam is forced to confront Amelie on her beach, and he's presented with two options. Either forfeit himself and his world to watch the end at her side, or kill her outright. He chooses neither option, dropping the gun and embracing her. As a result, the extinction entity separates the beach from the land of the living and spares humanity. The reward is a time when the hero emerges from the ordeal to be recognized as special and different, part of a select few who have outwitted death. When Sam returns and recovers, the United Cities of America have formed underneath the leadership of Die Hardman as president. Society has been reestablished and the greatest threats have been defeated. The threat of humanity's extinction has been resolved for now. After the ordeal, the road back is a time when reality begins to set in again. The hero may encounter setbacks that seem to doom the adventure here. Upon Sam's return, Deadman informs him that his BB, Lou, has become unresponsive inside his pod. Sam is instructed to incinerate Lou before he necrotizes, but Deadman arranges for Sam to remove Lou from the pod to say goodbye and attempt to revive him. During the road back, Sam returns to the same incinerator where he carried Bridget Strand, the first quest that began his adventure. The resurrection is the time when a new self must be created for a new world. Just as the heroes had to shed their old selves to enter the special world, they must shed the personality of the journey and build a new one that is suitable for the return to the ordinary world. Inside the incinerator, Sam realizes that the flashbacks he experienced throughout his adventure were not Lou's memories but his own. Sam was the first bridge baby, Cliff's son. During the resurrection, Sam's identity as an independent porter and the son of Bridget Strand is discarded and he's resurrected as his true self. This is symbolically portrayed by Lou, as Lou is resurrected literally from death. The return with the Elixir is a time when the plot is resolved, however, not without one last surprise. As Sam and Lou exit the incinerator, they step into the rain, which is no longer timefall. The last surprise here is that Lou's name is not short for Louis, it's actually Louise. This was the name Sam had given to his baby daughter before she died in a void out. So Sam has finally been reunited with the last remaining member of his family, and he's ready to begin a new adventure.